All right, guys, how's it going out there? Rooster here in Tennessee. Something a little bit different. Pull a little change up on you here. NCL-2000 Base Amp, currently wired for 110. Has a foot pedal wired up for it here. Relatively rare amp. I wouldn't say super rare, but this one's in really nice shape. Gonna be local pickup only on this one. A little bit of information about it. The tubes that it currently uses and still uses are they're relatively rare. It's 8122, and I believe there was only one company that manufactured them, and that was Burle, Burle, I believe. Now, even though the 8122 is relatively rare, a lot of times they can be picked up fairly affordable because not a lot of amplifiers use them. As a matter of fact, I don't know of any other amp that used them besides the NCL-2000. There may be some more out there that I'm not aware of. Here's your band selector. As far as I know, it's intact, but I wouldn't guarantee it. I don't have really anything. I mean, I guess I could hook my ICOM up to it, but for right now, we're not going to do that. I can always take pictures of the inside and show people the inside of it if you're interested in it. You've got a multimeter on the front. Right now is reading plate voltage. It's just under 3,000. And it's got a switch here that will drop your voltage down. If you want to run it like on low power, you push it up, it kicks it up into high voltage. Two tuners over here. We've done our best to tune it for maximum output with the radio that I'm using. I believe you're only supposed to put about 80 watts PEP into one of these. We're actually hitting it with a little bit more than that. So I believe it has a protection mode in it to where it kicks out if you overdrive it. And we've been having a hard time keeping it going because it keeps wanting to kick out because I am overdriving it. So I believe when you overdrive it, this switch right here kicks off and it knocks your plate voltage out. We'll verify that here in a second because I'm actually going to drive it with my Connex too. But I want to show you guys what it's kind of capable of with the 100 watts or so going into it. Again, that's a little bit too much for it. Really, 80 watts is plenty, but we will show kind of what it's doing right now. Then we'll hook the Connex up and put about 50 into it and see how it responds to that. So on and off switch here, this basically turns your filament and stuff on, lets it warm up. Then this switch here turns your plate voltage on. And then this is your high and low voltage, and you've got your indicator lights here. It tells you when it's ready, warmed up, things of that nature. Nice amp. Again, the drawback on this, if you flatten these tubes and you overdrive them, they are hard to find, but they're not that expensive when you find them. I think there's a pair on eBay right now. I think two of them were under $200. So again, they're not that expensive when you find them because not a lot of amplifiers used them. For the sake of being simple on here, we'll just put our meter on PEP, and we do have our 2,500 watt slug in, I believe, yeah, that we were using earlier. So we're going to be looking at the top scale. I'm going to do my best to key this thing. How am I going to do this? If I can key this thing with my elbow, this is going to prove to be difficult because the pedal's not long enough to reach my foot. All right, don't make fun of me if I mess this up. Let's see if we can do this. Elbow on the pedal, microphone in the hand, camera in the other hand. Top scale. Hello. I mean, it's doing 17, 1800 watts PEP right there, and you could hear it trying to kick out. So that's overdriving it, okay? It's called the NCL-2000. I don't recommend driving it to 2,000 watts. Okay, that's a little too much. Let's see if we can do that again on average power. And hopefully we can not kick it out. Top scale again. Oh, yeah, see, we kicked it out there. And it does knock the plate voltage down when it kicks out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up the 50 watt Connex to it and make sure that that's just a protection thing and there's not something actually going on with the amp making the plate voltage kick out on it. So regardless, it's going to be for sale, a local pickup, and we'll make somebody a fair deal on it. Nice amp here. Here's you a little shot of the inside of it. All right, let me pause the video, guys. Gonna hook the Connex up and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back. And I actually don't think that's a protection circuit on this thing. I actually just think this switch is a little faulty. You guys see how this one is kind of not wanting to hold in place while the other ones are staying in place up here. So I actually think this rocker switch right here needs replaced, and that is what's kicking out. It may act as kind of a breaker in there, I'm guessing. I'm not 100% familiar with these, so somebody that knows more about them than me can verify that. But the way it's acting, it seems like that switch is kind of like a breaker. And the way it's, you know, not really holding in position well, you can see it won't stay while these other ones are staying good. I think the switch is kind of faulty, which is what's making the amp kick out. Because, I'll show you guys how much it's doing with the Connex. Come over here, 2500 watt slug, and you guys know what Old Faithful here does, about 50 watts PEP. All right, let's see if we can do this again. Top scale. Oh, see, it wants to kick out, son of a gun. I just want it to hold in for a second. Hello. I mean, 50 watts in, this thing's still doing 1500 PEP. So this is a strong amp, strong set of tubes in it. Again, I don't have really a switch to fix it, and I'm not 100% that's what's causing it, but I suspect that is the issue with it. But because the power output on the amp is way too strong for it to be something, you know, power supply related or something like that, we can even take a look at the plate voltage here and make sure it doesn't fall out crazy, which I don't think it is. Hello, 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 hello. I mean, that's pretty normal voltage drop, especially this thing being on 110. It's dropping from about 2800 down to about, what was that, 2400 or so. So anyway, guys, just know this is the current situation with it. It's a real nice NCL-2000. Strong, strong, strong set of tubes in it right now. I would say an easy, you know, 1200 to 1500 watts PEP with something like this Connex going into it. Just have to resolve whatever is making the plate voltage kick out. And again, could be something else, but I've really just got a feeling, somebody else that knows more about these can tell me, but I got a feeling that these switches, this one in particular, is kind of acting as a breaker, and it's a little bit weak, which is making it want to kick out. Because if we had a power supply issue, our wattage wouldn't be holding up like it is, and our plate voltage would be going crazy if we had some sort of power supply issue. Same thing if we had like a weak tube or a shorted tube. You know, you'd have some other issues going on with it to indicate that. But that's it, everybody. I hope you enjoy the video. NCL-2000. Kind of put you in mind of a Henry a little bit, kind of the look of them. Made around the same time period. This one's wired up for 110 right now. And that's about all she wrote for it. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Rooster in Tennessee, roostercb.com. This one will be for sale, local pickup only. Cash payment. So NCL-2000. Thanks, everybody. See you. Bye.